Hi, everyone. We are going to take a walk through historic Ybor City. Ybor City is a district of Tampa, very historic. We're going to start on the corner 22nd Street and 7th Avenue. And 7th Street, if you will, is the main thoroughfare through Ybor City. To the left down there is a little bit more industrial area, not as many restaurants, although it's growing. So this 22nd Street and 7th Avenue is kind of a boundary, if you will, for some of the restaurant areas and things like that. And right here across the street, we're going to look at the historic Columbia restaurant. So this is a very beautiful restaurant founded in 1905. So that would have been during kind of the heyday of Ybor. You could see all this great Spanish tile. It's a beautiful restaurant, really great columns. A lot of people come here for special occasions, definitely a special occasion type restaurant, but also just, a great place to visit. If you visit Ybor City, this is a must have. You can see these beautiful doors here. Definitely a place to come, have a great meal. The 7th Street is the main avenue through Ybor City. This is where the majority of all of the restaurants and clubs and things like that are going to be located. So this is a Saturday afternoon. So you'll see a lot of people out having lunch, shopping. There's like thrift stores, different things like that through Ybor. Sure what this is. It's pretty cool, pretty old. Ybor was founded in the late 1800s, around 1886, by Vincente Ybor. Probably not saying that first name right, but he came here from Cuba. He was actually Spanish and came to Florida and originally, initially Key West to start cigar factories. He had a successful cigar factory in Cuba, but had to leave Cuba suddenly because he was supporting Cuban independence from Spain. So he was going to be arrested. And so he packed up his family, moved quickly out of Cuba to avoid arrest, originally settling in Key West. Eventually, though, there was just so not much room in Key West. If you've ever been there, it's just a small island. So he relocated to Ybor City and basically started the cigar industry here in Ybor. You can see a lot of the cool architecture. Ybor reminds me of New Orleans. A lot of covered walkways, and you have balconies you can see up there. A lot of outdoor areas like this as well, outdoor patio areas. You can have a drink, get some food. Really nice to hang out. Summer, obviously a bit hot in Florida, but during the winter, it's a great time to hang out outside. I think we've got a closed sidewalk up here, so we'll detour around that. This is a pretty cool mural. It's really just covering up a construction area made of plywood, but you can see the roosters. Picture of Vincente Ybor at the top right there. The roosters are a symbol of Ybor, and there's a lot of wild ones still around. We may see some. Ybor also, he started a lot of other businesses, in Tampa. He actually started Tampa's first brewery, so that's kind of cool. And he owned a lot of other restaurants and businesses throughout the city. Across the street here is Acropolis. This is a really nice Greek restaurant. Um, Several locations all around the city. If you like Greek food, definitely a place to see. A lot of great outdoor seating at this one. You can sit right outside. And right up here on the left where these orange chairs are is Flying Tiger. It's a really good coffee chain. I think it's only in here in Tampa, but it's pretty good coffee. Talk a lot about restaurants because there's so many great ones here in Ybor, and it's not just Cuban food or Spanish, but a lot of Italian as well. So Ybor was very diverse, still is today, but definitely was even when it was founded. There was a lot of Italians, Cubans, and Spanish that came here again primarily to work in the cigar factories. This is a pretty cool little bar area, Gasport Grotto. There's a lot of, as you might know from our football team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there's a lot of pirate themed restaurants and activities in Ybor. We actually have an annual party called Gasparilla, which celebrates the invasion of Ybor City by pirates. There's a lot of parties, big happening event. Definitely something to come for. Interestingly, though, Ybor was never invaded by pirates. That was something created in the 30s for marketing. Now, up here on the left is a really amazing building. This is the Italian Club. So each of the ethnicities would have had a club for them. And this club was not only a social hub where they would go for, parties and dancing and activities, but it would have been a place to go for medical care, for news, politics. I mean, you name it. And this one is still pretty active. They have a lot of events here on the weekends. They have, First Friday events where they have food and everything. A lot of fun. We'll see some of the other clubs too, but the Italian club, I would say, is by far probably in the best shape of any of the clubs and probably the most active. It's also the most prominent because of its location. It's right on 7th Street. So you're right there in the middle of everything. And you still have some of the cigar stores. So sometimes you can see people out here, they'll be actually rolling fresh cigars. You can actually watch them roll them. It's pretty cool. But you can sit outside, have a cigar, enjoy the weather. So when Ybor came here and started Ybor City and the cigar factories. Like I said, a lot of Italians came and a lot of Spanish. And it's very important to separate the Spanish from the Cubans because during that time, late 1800s, 1880s, 1890s, Cuba was fighting for independence from Spain. So those groups, Spanish and Cubans, did not get along well. They did not generally socialize. Matter of fact, cigar factory owners had to have completely separate shifts of workers because Cubans and Spanish would not work together. So you had to keep those separate. Also, all of this, if you know a little bit about your history, all of this culminated in the Spanish American War, where the United States, with Cubans, basically defeated Spain, helped free Cuba, put government in place. We actually helped rebuild the infrastructure in Cuba and a lot of things, again, late 1800s, early 1900s. You see a lot of the cool buildings over here decorated. You got a lot of cool balconies in areas upstairs. This is a popular club in the evenings. Up here is another cigar store. Again, hand rolled cigars. These have the old Indian statues that were associated with cigars. And you can sit outside and smoke a cigar. We're not rolling today. Here on the left is 7-Eleven. This is the original 7-Eleven from 1905. And we have an Ybor Seoul. This is a new Korean restaurant. Pretty good. We like Korean food. It has some really good food. And then I want to show something that's kind of special here and a little bit off the beaten path. So right here you have this Sterling Cigar Lounge and Bar. But if you walk inside, on the wall, you have all of these great magazine covers from different famous artists. Bob Marley, you have Prince, Jimi Hendrix, and then you have lyrics to many of the popular songs. Like you got Kurt Cobain, the song lyrics, Freddie Mercury, and it's just a pretty neat kind of random thing to look at, right? You got really cool Guns N' Roses with lyrics. And then one of my favorites is you have lyrics from Wish You Were Here, and you have Pink Floyd. But it's kind of neat. It's right here in that entrance, right past the Ybor Seoul Korean restaurant. It's not something you would normally just expect to see. So it's pretty neat. And they do have ghost tours in Ybor. Here is probably the largest King Corona cigar. You can again sit here, have a drink, sit outside and smoke cigars. And here's a rooster. Let me show this guy off. It's our mascot. I've been coming to Ybor City since the 80s when I was in high school. I graduated in 90 and seen this place change a lot. Up here is the Ritz. So they have a lot of concerts here, a lot of indie bands, newer bands. My daughter's actually saw a role model here recently, which she's apparently becoming very popular. Another rooster. And we're kind of getting out of the main district. While there's more to 7th Street, there are some additional restaurants and things like that down this way. We're kind of getting more towards the end. Right up here on the right is a hotel opened up. It's pretty nice. I'll get the name of it, forget the name. But they have a good little restaurant inside. They have um, a cool pool. It's a cool restaurant, cool hotel, place to stay. There's another more traditional Hampton Inn down here on the left. So there are some places to stay right in Ybor, and it's pretty safe. I mean, I would stay here. Just be smart, normal activities. Don't go walking down dark alleys at night. But overall, Ybor is a pretty safe place to be. We'll go ahead and cross over here. Same street, but we'll go down the different side of 7th Street. And we're going to walk down 7th Street now, the other direction, just on the other side, so we can see some of the other buildings and everything. I keep calling it 7th Street. It's actually 7th Avenue. This is kind of a cool view. You can see the Ritz on the right there, and then a lot of the buildings with some of their original signage. Ybor has always been a place for all kind of alternatives, if you will. All right, we are going to walk back down 7th Street now, just the other direction. You'll see some of the additional buildings and sites. You can see on the right a lot of the balconies and the really cool architecture. Some of the original signs, like I love the Lofts Jewelers sign up here with the Gruen watches. Some great pizza places here on the left. You can grab pizza by the slice or go in. It's a good place. New York pizza. It's been here for a long time. A lot of tattoo parlors and things like that. You can imagine. I like this one because they seem to have a thing for Star Wars. So it's kind of cool. Kind of random, right? Tattoo parlor, Star Wars. Up here on the left is Centro Ybor. It's kind of a newer build out. They built restaurants. There's a comedy club back in here. Used to be a movie theater. But that's closed down. Not how movie theaters are these days. But there's cool restaurants up top there and cool statue here. of Roland Montiega. He was a newspaper owner, had a lot of power, and he's a pretty popular guy. Had publisher of like a Seta newspaper. Up here on the left, we have a statue of the man himself, Vincente Ybor. When he died in, I think it was 1896, the city almost completely shut down. Thousands came for his funeral and to honor him. He was well known, well loved in the city in general. A lot of thrift stores as well. This is a cool one, La France. It's pretty popular. More pizza places. Ybor is not without its controversy, of course. There's a lot of partying going on down here, and things like that. It's always been kind of a hub for alternative lifestyles or for just alternative, right? There's a lot of head shops and a lot of partying going on, things of that nature. It's a great place during the day for eating, walking around like we're doing today, and just really experiencing a really cool area of Tampa. It's also great at night if you like to drink or go to clubs or hear live bands. There's a ton of that going on around here as well. Here is Bernini. It's a great Italian restaurant and even cooler building, in my opinion. They're in the old Bank of Ybor building. So that's pretty neat. Ybor has always been this hub for activism. In 1800s, it would have been Jose Marti, who was a big leader for Cuban freedom from Spain. And they would hold rallies and they would collect funds and donations for the Cuban revolutionaries who were fighting against Spanish colonial rule. So always a lot of the activism going on with the communities. Also in the 30s, there were marches against fascism. Again, at that time, Spain would have been under fascist ruler or leader, and people were raising money to help against the fascism. Another great pizza place, Du Amici, a great place to check out if you're in Ybor looking for a quick bite. They have all kinds of different pizzas you can get. Have some street vendors. We see that out here too. It's pretty awesome. People selling different things. Street artists will sometimes be doing paintings. Up here on the left is really one of my favorite restaurants, and another must-try location in Ybor is Carmine's. Now, this restaurant has a lot of the Cuban dishes you would expect, Cuban sandwiches, things of that nature, but a lot of great Italian as well. Again, showing that heritage and multi-ethnic influence you have in Ybor of Italian and Cuban and Spanish. Another outdoor patio. This is part of Carmine's. So you can sit out here and have some drinks, order some food. Great place. A little bit hot right now, I think, but during the winter, it's fantastic. new cigar shop. This building on the left has been a lot of things over the years, everything from clubs to different types of restaurants. It was a pretty famous Cuban sandwich location for a while. Now it is Barrio Tacos. How are you? Just walking around doing a little recording.
Do what you gotta do, man.
I love Ybor. I want to share it with everyone.
There's a lot of culture down here.
There is a lot of culture down here.
What I meant by they done took all the street art.
Yeah.
This one he should have came to us and said, if it's a violent and negative content, yes, take it out. But if it's wrong,
Yeah. I see some street artists out here, but it's not like it was.
that violent and negative content, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Man, for us as well as our kids. But that's one of the things in the state.
Let it stay. Absolutely.
We need to go make a city council meeting. I need to see something.
Well, maybe we could go down there and talk to them, try to bring some of that back.
Yeah.
All right. You have a great day.
Hey, my name is Danny. And yours?
I'm Travis.
I'm Danny, boy. They know me.
Yeah. Well, this is a great restaurant too, man. The tacos are great in here.
I hear some of the Grove Dirty and Reservoir.
All right. We'll see you around. Nice guy. Fortunately, there are a bit of homeless, I think, everywhere. We're coming back by again. Bunch of cool little stores here. This is pretty nice. And then we can see, pretty good view. You should be able to see it well. The mural we looked at earlier, made out of plywood. Here's a restaurant. It's really popular. I've never been there. I want to. It's a 7th and Grove, and I think there's a small little bakery next to it as well. Yeah, it is always packed. Now this section on the left here is pretty much, there's not much in these buildings. So hopefully they will be remodeled. It looks like there could be some work going on inside there. So hopefully we'll get some additional businesses there. You know, Ybor has been through a lot. It's seen ups and downs. By the 1950s, the cigar industry was pretty much gone and dead. And at that point, you know, Ybor itself declined like a lot of places. But it saw a resurgence in the 90s when there was a lot of effort to revitalize and protect the area. It is a National Historic Landmark district, so that helps protect it and help ensure it's going to be kept the way it is for a long time, right? We don't want these buildings to be torn down and, you know, condos and strip malls. to be built. So if you come to Tampa, definitely spend some time in Ybor. I mean, you could spend a full day and night. You could spend a few hours for lunch or dinner, but definitely come down, take a look, enjoy some of the restaurants. Uh, Again, Columbia, which is coming up here on our right, is your more high end, a little bit fancier white tablecloth environment. If you want a quick meal that has the spirit of Ybor, definitely go to Carmine's. And if you want something quick, like a slice of pizza, do Amici are also great locations to visit. A lot of fun shopping to do down here as well. And then, of course, you have the nightlife. And we'll end up here right by the Columbia where we started. We'll get this good view right in the front of it. Right, you see the two-story, the door up there on the top, and all of the great Spanish tile on both sides. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking. We're a new channel.